Writing is beautiful. With writing, there is a lot you can do wrong. Yeah. It's very important to approach writing systematically. Many people get scared. I cannot write full sentences. I don't know, how to structure a sentence. Sentence structure is scaring people a lot just because they have too high expectations. Let me show you one trick that helps you to pass that exam easily. First thing is that you write one sentence per line and you number those lines. And I want to show you this. So most people write like this, even longer sentences. So they just write in a flow. It's no clear segregation. You see full stops at least. It's very difficult in a foreign language to make sense of this. It's doable, but it requires focus. And if you write like this, you also don't know, okay, when do I have reached the minimum amount of words that I need? You need at least 40 words in certain exams and 80 words in others. The TELC wants 120 words. So how do you know when you're there? With this approach, no chance. You have to count every now and then. Because the idea is not to overwrite. The more you write, the more mistakes you make. And even though mistakes are handled very gently, it's precious time and stress. Yeah, so you really want to write 120 words or maybe even 110 because you get away with it. Yeah? And like this you can't. So if you write Smarter German style, you can assume you write an average of 7 words per sentence and you have 4 lines, that's 28 words. And if you count these, you can count these now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 17, 23, 26, 27. So 28 was my guess, 27 it is. You know exactly where you are. So to get to 80 words, you need 11 to 12 lines, and then you know you're there. It's beautiful, very simple. If you have the time, I haven't written this in the presentation, you should take 5 minutes to write a draft in your native language. Yeah, really just 5 minutes. It's easy to write a simple sentence in English about accepting an invitation to a party or about postponing an appointment or leave a comment on some post on the internet. You can write that down in 5 minutes in your native language, no problem. And then you have the thinking out of the way. All you have to do is to put that into German. Yeah, it's sort of translating it, but sort of not, because you can freely translate as long as you cover the core points of the writing task. Yeah. And if you prepare this, you know there is only 3-4 kinds of letters that they want you to write. And I mentioned already 2 or 3 of them. An invitation or an acceptance or rejection of an invitation is usually the case. Yeah. So this is what you will easily figure out by working with sample exams, as I recommend. One important thing is the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Or keep it stupid, simple. It's also fine. Nobody cares how intelligent you are. The only person that actually cares in an exam how intelligent you are is yourself. And that is your downfall, because you really don't have to be intelligent here. You really have to just fulfill the minimum requirement to pass this exam. If you try to overperform, to be your old self, you will fail. Yeah, unless you're very good, then you will not fail. But it's unnecessary. Keep it simple. B1 is at best elementary school level. Of course, the words you know are a bit more sophisticated, but compared to what comes, you are at a very doable level. If you do not have the expectation that you can express yourself like you do in your native language or in English. The one part of the exam everyone is nervous about is the oral exam. It's basically just 20 minutes and you get 10 to 15 minutes for preparation normally. So it's a very short time, but maybe that also causes more pressure. And if it's 15 minutes in the room, you usually do this with a partner and they say hello and goodbye. So you have 7 minutes per person. So for you, that's maximum 7 minutes. It's basically the average time of sexual intercourse. Yeah, at least here in Germany. So it's doable. Just imagine it's just something every day. It's nothing too long, too painful. And let me tell you, all you have to actually be able to produce and maybe to understand is 630 words. So how do I come to this number? The average speaking speed of a German native speaker is 90 words per minute. You might even be a little bit below that, but maybe you're nervous, so you speak a bit faster. And you have 90 words per minute times 7 minutes, that gives you 630 words. 630 words is the dictionary or the vocabulary of a 2 to 3 year old child. Yeah, of course, I understand there's a difference, but just to show you, it's not that much that is expected. The only person that expects something more is you. All you have to do is, of course, put these in the right order, and you don't really know which words these are, but of these 630 words, many words are actually repeated. They are und, die, das, von, nach. That means with 500 words, if they are the right ones, you're fine. And if you overlearn, which you will do in your preparation, and you learn 1500 words, you are more than fine for the exam. Yeah. And to all of those among you who are always a bit nervous in exam situations, have a schnapps. Yeah. Just a little schnapps. It's a tiny little bit of alcohol. It's almost like medicine if for whatever reason you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Say it's medicine. In the old days they also have done that. A schnapps, really, it's a too small amount to make you drunk normally, but it does something psychologically. It warms you. And I say schnapps, not beer, because it doesn't smell. Yeah, don't smell like beer or alcohol, and by no means smell like weed. Yeah, do not kiff. So don't smoke grass, weed, whatever that is you put into yourself. You have no control over yourself. But a small schnapps doesn't do anything to you other than really calm you down, put you at ease, and make you smile. Yeah. If you know you get drunk by that little amount, please, by all means, don't do that. Maybe drink half of the schnapps only. I'm serious about this, by the way. You can buy the best schnapps in the world on the Smarter German homepage, yeah? And you get a discount if you tell me you have an exam. Okay, so connect. This is the most difficult thing, because everyone in an exam, especially oral exam, is under so much pressure. You want to perform, you want to pass, and maybe you think a lot depends on you passing that oral exam. And all you want is get through this, and yeah, you're almost like a horse with blinders. And the problem is you have a partner in the exam with whom you have to actually interact. And you can use that interaction to your advantage. If you connect to the partner, you can play ping pong. You can ask her or him questions and they can ask back. And so you support each other. It sucks a little bit if you have a partner that is either way too good and doesn't connect with you. A better partner is actually always preferred, but if they don't connect and leave you behind, that's a pain, because it might make you feel more insecure. Or if you have a partner that really is not up to the level that he's tested for, that makes it a drag. But if you can connect. Yeah, have eye contact with each other. Also connect with the examiners, at least when you say hello. And whenever there's instructions, just look into their eyes, be friendly. Just think of them as people who want to help you, because in most cases, these people want to help you. They don't want you to fail. Yeah. In some schools, you even know the examiners. Mm-hmm. But if you have prepared on your own, for example, with my courses, then you don't know the examiners, but you still keep in mind, these are human beings and they have an interest in me passing this. And therefore, you establish a better connection. Very important, the connection. They will also judge how you interact with your partner, whether you let them speak and engage them. These are really things you can practice. So I have a little quiz for you. So who is this? Well, it's a military guy, right? So this is a general, and that's General Hacks. So let me introduce you to a couple of General Hacks. So overall, remember, in any exam, at least in the language-speaking world, you usually only need 60% to pass. That's a lot less than 100%. If you are a perfectionist, your life feels like hell at times. So look into that. Try to get out of that or deal with it. It's 60% you need. Anything else is ego. Maybe there's an institution that says you need 80%, but I rarely hear that. Most people just want an exam paper that you have passed B1 level. Yeah? Do virtual training. By virtual training, I mean you imagine the exam beforehand. Sports people do that. They go through every movement, not only with video and slow motion, but also in their mind. You can do the same. You just sit down, breathe, and imagine you sitting in a room with two people there, another person next to you, and you know the tasks that come up in the oral exam because you are preparing properly, yeah, according to what I show you here or in my hacking course. And you imagine it, and you imagine you pass. But Smarter German is not only wearing pink glasses and imagining everything works well, you also imagine that you fail. I want you to go into this and to see how does it feel if I completely fail, break down, have a blackout. Go there, because that is preparation for the worst case. Knowing this can happen and knowing that you won't die in such a situation is extremely, extremely useful and helpful. Yeah, so do not avoid that. It's fine. If you panic alone thinking about it, then maybe don't do it, but then maybe also look into the reasons why you panic. Never leave any blanks. So you never leave a single question unanswered. I know this is a no-brainer. I hope it is a no-brainer to you. Is one of the first rules you learn once you start writing exams. And by the way, let me tell you, I have never failed a single exam in my life. Yeah, I haven't written an exam in 10 years, but the first 30, not 30, yeah, 6 years, 6, 7, 16, 17, 30 years, yeah, almost 30 years. I've written plenty of exams in different fields, and I've never failed one because I understood how they work. And one of the most important rules was you never leave a blank. There's very few intelligent exams out there, very few, that would punish you for a wrong answer and where it would be beneficial to leave a blank. But I can tell you that the language exams I've been talking about today are not among those intelligent exams. Yeah? In general, you never leave blanks. One of the most important rules or pieces of advice I can give you is to just breathe in, breathe out. It's an exam. Yeah. Usually they won't cut off your hands or your head because you fail at it. And if you feel you get nervous, it gets overwhelming, you just close your eyes and you breathe and you focus on your breath until you calm down again, and then you try again. It's a very simple way to calm yourself down and to help your brain to focus again, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed under pressure. And ideally you practice this beforehand, or you learn some kind of meditation. Yeah, it really helps. Meditation doesn't have to be anything religious, doesn't have to take half an hour, 5 to 10 minutes a day, more than enough. There's an app called Mindspace. I haven't used it much, but everybody hypes it, so give it a shot. It's initially free, so no risk. The last point here, enter to fail, is one of the most beautiful insights I actually had in how to take any pressure out of exams. You go to an exam and you intend to fail without doing anything for it. You just say, I go here, I will fail, that's okay. That's all. The attitude you have is, I will fail. And that takes all the pressure from you, because you can only win. Yeah. If you fail, you get what you've expected, what you came for. If you pass, beautiful. But it puts you at ease. And being at ease actually, ironically, raises your chances to actually pass and maybe even get a better score out of it. So my advice, if money is not really, really tight, but even if it is tight, it might still be cheaper to plan to do the exam already twice. Maybe book 2 exams a month apart, because you might be able to cancel the other one. Yeah, however you plan that, see how it goes. The first one you really enter to fail, and the second one as well. But once you've done the first one, you know how it feels to be there. You know the location can add this to your virtual training. You know what kind of tasks are there. You will get very likely a different exam. If you're lucky, you get the same exam, so that you already know what to do in certain areas. It's nothing better than this approach to really just expect to fail and to smile about it. Try it. Again, it might cost you 120 to 200 bucks. But if you fail an exam under pressure because you're overwhelmed, you pay the same amount and have a shitty time. So why not just plan? It cost me twice as much anyhow. Yeah. So plan intelligently so that maybe you get the results of the first exam after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Maybe have the second exam 6 to 8 weeks later and check the cancellation conditions, or just say, fuck the money, it's okay. Yeah. As soon as I pass one, I'm fine. And it's worth the money if you really need the exam. I have one last piece of advice for you. It's not in the slides. I was actually adding it and then kind of got distracted. If you do an oral exam, and I teach that in my hacking course anyhow, get a mirror. Get a mirror and stand in front of it and practice in front of the mirror. Look at yourself. It is weird initially to some of us. Some are a little bit more fond of themselves when they're looking. But this weirdness is an excellent training. And if you want to really bring it to the next level and prepare hardcore for that oral exam, you get naked. Make sure that no one is around that you don't want you to see naked. Stand in front of that mirror naked, practice your oral exam, and look at yourself while you do. It feels weird, to say the least, but this weirdness, the more often you do it, it goes away. And you stand in the exam, actually you sit in the exam, and hopefully you don't get naked there, yeah? It might not get you through. It will take the weirdness away, the awkwardness. In the exam, you will actually feel very normal and like, yes, I'm confident because I've done this so many times and I've done it in really weird conditions. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Get a mirror, get a room, lock it, and practice for your exam naked in front of that mirror. So, yeah, try it. Good. And if you can't look at yourself in the mirror, it's another thing to look at somewhere else. Yeah, it has nothing to do with German learning.